couple of months ago, I got a real hankering to go riding in the desert. I've been wanting to ride the Arizona Trail forever, so I planned to ride for a week. That's not what happened. This is what did. All right, out here on the AZT, just left the Picketpost Trailhead about an hour ago. The trail is quite rough in sections. I'm probably not gonna film most of the rougher sections because I'm hiking them, but yeah, you've got Weaver's Needle off in the distance, Picketpost Mountain, and there's actually a trail that goes up there. Kind of tempted to hike it when I come back, but the bike's doing great. A few things have been getting knocked around, but I've definitely been able to remedy those as we go. So yeah, this is a serious trail, but it's mostly rideable, and the scenery is just amazing. All right, this trail is spectacular. It's a lot rougher than you kind of expect it to be. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do like full-on mountain biking for your bike packing, not just like casual mountain biking, I mean, this is a hard trail without bags, and it's pushing me pretty hard. But you can see just a beautiful stretch of single track. You can see it ring off into the distance, and it's just awesome. Swirls everywhere, really chunky rock. 29 plus is doing amazing. Well, this is one of the many Arizona Trail resupply boxes, and it has tons of water in it right now. So yeah, doing pretty well for anyone that's wondering about that. All right guys, so long story short, I ended up doubling back on what I had rode, and I basically ended up riding like 7.5 miles out and riding 7.5 miles back. And actually that trail, as rough as it was, rode a lot better in the other direction. So if you're thinking about riding that section of trail, definitely keep that in mind. But had to come back because I wasn't sure, well, a couple of reasons. I wasn't sure if I was able to park where I had parked. I was a little bit worried I would get a ticket, because there was a sign that said day use only. I think in hindsight it probably would have been okay, but I also realized that I wasn't going to be able to get to the trailhead that I wanted to. So I'm here at the Kelvin Kearney trailhead, basically just outside of Kearney, a little bit south of the Gila River trailhead. And this was a section of trail I really wanted to ride, and so I came out here, and the moon is insane, but I started just way too late, and so there was no way I was going to be able to make it to this trailhead today. And so I just doubled back on it. Basically, I had a 15-mile day, and then drove over here, and I'm going to ride some more tomorrow. But got here pretty late, just as the sun was about to go down. So setting up a tent just for kicks, I decided it just made way more sense to stay in the truck, which I've done many times. So getting my mattress inflated, get my sleeping bag out, and camp here for the night, and then ride a bunch of trail tomorrow. All right, good morning everybody. So had a bit of an interesting night. It got a little bit cold last night, and it rained actually most of the night, and so I was a little bit worried this morning whether or not the trail would even be rideable. But before I could think about that too much, there was a few cars that showed up. There was a car that showed up about 3 in the morning, just kind of hanging out, people talking to each other, and then they left, so that was kind of weird. And then about, I want to say 5:30-ish, maybe even 5, one truck showed up, and then another truck showed up, and they were talking back and forth, and unfortunately I couldn't hear what they were saying, and I don't think they realized I was in the truck parked there. So they were having a conversation about something, and then the other truck left, and then the one truck sat there for probably like an hour, and I was trying to just wait them out, but I kind of needed to go to the bathroom, and I also I just didn't really feel comfortable being there, and so I was able to kind of get ready real quick in the back of the truck and then quickly make my way to the cab, and then I kind of took off. I'm fairly certain that they were construction workers. I don't think it was anything too dubious, but from what I was hearing and the way they were talking, they definitely weren't hikers or bikers, and so I was a little bit nervous about what they were doing there and why they were parked there. I still don't know why they were parked there. But I got in the truck and kind of got out of there and actually headed in the opposite direction of where I came from. So I'm out here kind of in the middle of nowhere, and just kind of enjoying the sunrise. It's actually a really pretty morning since it's rained last night. Everything's nice and wet and vibrant and looking really good. All the plants are looking amazing. And it's been a while since I've been able to see some desert plants, so I'm kind of enjoying that. And then I'm just trying to decide whether or not I go back to the Kelvin Trailhead and then do a little ride, or whether or not I kind of do a road adventure. This is kind of turning into a road adventure more than anything else. I'm on roads I've never been on before, and yeah, parts of Arizona I haven't ever been to, even having lived here basically my whole life. So yeah, it's kind of turning into a bike slash Toyota adventure, I guess. Alright, just got back to the Kelvin Trailhead, and literally as I was pulling up, that truck that was here, I saw them pull away. So exactly 8 o'clock when I saw them do that, so maybe it's time to start work. I don't know. This maybe just be where they hang out when they get here a little early. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, they were definitely here for 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, but the parking lot is clear now. I think this area hasn't gotten quite as much rain yet. Lower down there was definitely more mud on the road, so I'm gonna try to get in a quick ride. I will not be surprised if it starts raining on me, but it should work out just fine. So getting ready to head out on the trail. I think I'm gonna head north. Kind of my goal is to find the completion marker. I can see the trail just up there. But where they connected the southern and northern half is just a few miles up the trail, and so I might try to get that. It's already raining, and so probably won't be out there too long. I'll try to get some video, but if it's pouring, obviously can't get the camera out. But yeah, should be fun. Well, I'm about 5.5 miles into today's ride. I'm actually at the level of the Gila River, which is just over there a little ways. You can see one of the railroad bridges, and I've come to this gate. I did pass the completion marker, but I didn't see it, so I'm gonna have to try to catch it on the way back. But it's just up there ways. So I came down a long ways to get to this point, vertical wise. So it's gonna be quite a climb to get back out. But I also climbed up quite a ways to get to that in the first place. So we'll have some downs and some ups going back, just the same as coming here. And I'm probably gonna go just a little bit farther, get maybe a couple more miles in as it sits here at the river level, and then make my way back. So it's been a pretty good day with good cloud cover, and staying pretty cool, which is good. It was pretty hot yesterday, which I'm not really used to. So yeah, just sitting here eating a snack. Got the granola bars, and yeah, this is a beautiful trail. These gates that they have here are just really well constructed. You see this all along the trail. A lot of people put a lot of time and effort into this, making this trail, and it shows. And they're clearly still maintaining it really well. This particular section is really well built. It's challenging, but it's really well built, and it has a lot of flow. So right, we found it. So this climb I thought was going to be a lot of hike-a-bike. You can see all the way down there to the bottom of the valley. Coming down is pretty rough, so I thought I'd be hiking a lot of it coming back up, but thanks to these big tires and that humongous 46 tooth chainring back there, actually a lot of it's been doable. I've had to walk a few sections, but it's taken a little bit longer than it would have otherwise, just because I've been looking for this thing. Passed it on the way down, didn't see it. I really wanted to see it and get some pictures. It's kind of my main goal for the day, to be honest. And so kind of went out of my way, checking the Arizona Trail app every like half mile to see how close I was. But yeah, just gonna head back down to the truck. I guess I've got like 4 miles to go today, and that'll be a wrap. All right, made it down to the Gila River Trailhead, I believe is what this is called. And it doesn't say it on the app, but there is a parking lot here. So if you don't want to cross the Gila River, they're doing a lot of construction there, building a new bridge. You could park here, and that will skip over. There's a bit of road, dirt road you've got to ride, and you have to ride a little bit after this, but it's mostly single track from here. So if you wanted to skip that, you could park here, but passage 16 does start where I parked over at the Kelvin Trailhead, and there is a pretty beautiful techie piece of single track in there. It's not quite as wide and well built as the Gila section that starts from here, but it's still a great piece of single track. But you do have the option of parking here. On the app it says just roadside parking, but this is a pretty big parking area that I'm looking at. Also, there is a porta-john just down the way right before you get onto the single track, right along the railroad tracks. And just in case you were wondering, it does say no e-bikes. So if you were thinking of doing that, please don't. They're asking you not to. But they're at just about every trailhead, I guess every trailhead, not necessarily every junction, but every trailhead, there are these maps. So you should definitely have some maps with you, but this is a good way to kind of see the elevation profile from where you're at. As you can see, we are started here. Is where this elevation profile starts. Went down a lot, and then went up, and then went back down. And I think I ended up right about here. So it stays pretty flat after that, and then when you get to Red Mountain access point, it climbs a lot up to Ajax. And then Picketpost was where I was yesterday. You can see why it went so well in the other direction, because I climbed this way and then actually climbed all the way up to Telegraph Canyon before heading back down. So that's why it was so much better riding in the other direction, because it was all downhill. So yeah, definitely interesting for sure. All right, made it back to the truck. So that concludes my trip to the Arizona Trail. You wouldn't know it by looking around, nice and sunny. But probably the last 2 miles got caught in a pretty aggressive rain/hailstorm. So I got totally soaked on the way back. That's why I've changed my clothes. And in the time it took me to get changed, the rain stopped, the sun came back out, and yeah, that's Arizona for you. If you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes, it'll probably change. So as the saying goes, we'll catch you later.